Hello, welcome to my new video. This is the second video of my classic fight series. So this video is the Miguel Cotto vs Manny Pacquiao fight. This fight took into place in December 2009 for Miguel Cotto's WBO welterweight title. So previously, in his last fight, Manny Pacquiao had just defeated Ricky Hatton for the IBO and Ring Magazine light welterweight titles, which is obviously at 140 pounds. Whereas Miguel Cotto had previously, a year before, been defeated by Sam Margarito. Obviously at that time it was a good win, but obviously now it's seen as controversial to do with Margarito's hand wraps. So after that he had a bounce back win against Michael Jennings for the vacant WBO welterweight title. Then he came back against Joshua Clottey in a tough fight. So Manny Pacquiao has, since I think 2008, was going through the different weight divisions, fought Oscar De La Hoya at 147, then he went back down to 140 to Ricky Hatton, and now he was going against Miguel Cotto. The fight wasn't at the normal 147 weight limit, it was a catchweight fight at 145 pounds. Many people, including myself, think it wasn't really a disadvantage for Cotto because it's only £2 lighter, but then again, I'm not Miguel Cotto, that might have affected him, it might have not, so obviously people can have their own opinion on that. In my opinion, it did obviously affect him because £2 is £2, even if it was like a couple of difference. If that was Manny Pacquiao, it might have affected him. Miguel Cotto obviously did affect him. So for this fight, I thought Manny Pacquiao would defeat Miguel Cotto because obviously Manny Pacquiao was in his prime. He had the speed, he had the movement, he had the head movement, the power, both hands, hook. He was a complete fighter. Miguel Cotto was damaged, even though he had two wins under his belt after the first loss. Michael Jennings obviously was nowhere near the level that Miguel Cotto was, and Joshua Clottey, yeah, he's a good fighter, but he was tough, but he doesn't throw enough punches, and even though like he is tough, Miguel Cotto obviously is a better fighter than Joshua Clottey. So as the fight progressed in the early rounds, first round Miguel Cotto did win. He was first to the punch. He established his jab, whereas Manny Pacquiao was just trying to find his feet. But after the second round, towards the end of it, Manny Pacquiao started landing his combinations, blazing hand speed, and eventually in rounds 3 and 4, Manny Pacquiao knocked Miguel Cotto down. The first knockdown was a nice right hook to the head. It didn't really hurt Cotto, it just stunned him. That flash knockdown, if you want to call it. And then in the fourth round, a fun off the ropes, Miguel Cotto was too aggressive, no defense. Manny Pacquiao caught him with a good solid left uppercut, which really hurt Cotto. And from the fourth round onwards, Manny Pacquiao basically dominated Cotto, pushing him back, getting to the punch first, the blaring hand speed, the power, really roughened up Miguel Cotto, and you could tell as the rounds progressed. I think rounds maybe 8 or 9, you could really see the punishment he was taking. He was on the ropes, getting pounded with left hand shots to the head, really taking a beating, and obviously you have to question, was Miguel Cotto going to last the 12 rounds? So eventually, in the 12th and final round, Miguel Cotto got stopped by Manny Pacquiao early in the round after Kenny Bayless, referee, stopped Miguel Cotto as he was hard into the ropes. It was a great victory for Manny Pacquiao, obviously, as he collected another belt in a different weight division. I think that was his 6th weight division category belt, and people do say he is an 8-weight champion, but really, in my view, he's only got 6 belts. Obviously, you have to look up for yourself and see if you believe me. Leave in the comments below if you want to see if you agree with me or not. If he is an 8-weight world champion, because in my account you have to take into the major titles, not the minor titles. But anyway, that's for obviously another time. So Manny Pacquiao dominated Miguel Cotto, apart from the first round onwards, showing great combinations, good head movement. The speed was so apparent, the speed difference was so much more, the power was more. I mean, Manny Pacquiao was going up a division, and you would think he had less power. The weight would be on Miguel Cotto's side, which he was the heavier fighter, and he probably was the stronger fighter. But Manny Pacquiao looked like an actual welterweight. Like I said, the power, speed, everything. He was a complete fighter, and he was in his prime. To show Miguel Cotto was a bit bad beating because obviously Miguel Cotto was a proud Puerto Rican fighter, and you never want to see a good, strong fighter get defeated like that. But sometimes it happens to the best of the fighters. So after this fight, Manny Pacquiao went up. No, so he didn't go up. He defended his WBO welterweight title against Joshua Clottey in 2010. Then he went on to fight on Sammy Margarito for the vacant WBC middleweight title. So Miguel Cotto literally nearly didn't fight again for like nearly the majority of 2012. But then he did come back against Yuri Foreman in the light middleweight division for the WBA light middleweight title. So overall, my thoughts on this fight. Like I said, it was a great fight, but really catch weight fight. There's a few things leading over the fight. The catch weight, Manny Pacquiao, he was really good in the fight. Miguel Cotto took in the fight. Maybe a few more different tune-up fights, then fight Pacquiao. But obviously Pacquiao was on a really good win streak, defeating the likes of obviously Oscar De Hoya, Ricky Hatton, knocking him out. I mean, the knockout to Ricky Hatton is devastating. So obviously, in that sense, you want to fight the best. I mean, Cotto obviously he's one of the best fighters, obviously in boxing. And even then, even though he lost and he was not the same fighter he was still a credible fighter. So this has been my Miguel Cotto and Manny Pacquiao review. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks.